So my name is Erin Schumacher. I'm the fourth generation here at Parma. This is my mother, Raina, my grandmother, Elena.
And obviously, I'm the third generation born here. I'm Raina Edwards, used to be Spina Belli, and we have been producing this.
Well, my dad immigrated in 1913. When we grew up, they wouldn't speak Italian to us. But your dad, because he came in the 50s,
yeah,
post-war, wanted you to learn how to speak Italian.
Well,
There's a major difference.
I also have a business in the Strip. I own the Prima Espresso Company, and we feel like we're been here for a while. We've been here for 25 years, but compared to 1954, that's not very long, but it's still 25 years.
I grew up in a row home in Allentown, Pennsylvania, and whatever space was available was a garden. And our whole basement was filled with, products that my mother used to can and jar, from our garden and also from local farmers markets. Homemade wine in a coal bin every year, 5 barrels. It was five every year.
Nice.
5 every year. Well, you drank it with every meal, and all of us did. It was part of the culture.
Yeah, great.
what is your favorite memory of having a garden? No, not your garden. When you had to take care of your father's garden.
My father had a big garden. God bless him, he worked all day as a contractor. Came home at night. My memory of a garden weren't all that great. He would order hundreds of tomato plants that would come in baskets, not wicker baskets, but the farm baskets, and we'd have to plant every one of them. But he would work in that garden till he couldn't see anymore, and same thing the next day, and next day. He just loved it. So I still have his zappa, but he has a two-pronged zappa.
Evidente. You hear them called tutti.
I mean, he had his own shoe repair business, and right outside it was the garage of a detached garage of our house, we had a corner house, and so everybody used to walk past the house and just stare at the garden. And he used to get his picture in the paper almost every year. We were like the largest tomato in the Lehigh Valley. It was like 3.5 pounds.
My dad had a fig tree. We used to wrap it in tar paper and then fill it with straw.
And I buried mine one year, and I marked it and I dug it up, and it wasn't anything there. My wife was yelling at me. I said, "Yeah, this is where I planted it." But there are rodents and things under the ground that ate the fig tree. It was buried.
One of your friends in Newcastle has a fig tree. And Tony Lucchini would bend it down. He said, "Johnny, come over here." That's his little boy. "You sit on the tree while I get the shovel." He sat on the tree. And his wife watching out the window saw Johnny flying out. She come out and started screaming at her husband. And poor Johnny laying on the ground. Just flipped him right out like a young sapling, like a whale. You see that plate? When he was done. And so one day I said to him, being a smart aleck, "Why do you do that?" Maybe he hit me with a sledgehammer, it wouldn't have made any difference. He looked at me and he said, "You never starved." And say no more.
Right.
Well, that's a major difference between our generations and generations before us. A lot of those people, most of them, had days where they didn't have food.
Right.
And so they, not only in the Depression here, but in other countries, that's why they came here, and then they ended up in the Depression here. But the other countries, they were struggling too. They'd grow what they could, but our generations never went a day without food, so they don't understand it.